Placing his hand on his son's casket, Stephen Foster allowed a tear to drip into the sea of humanity. Soon, it would drown in Xindi blood as his elite super soldiers awoke from cryo-sleep, ready to tear through the heart of the Galactic Empire. Stephen stood there, eyes fixed straight ahead, staring into the abyss that had robbed him of his son. Speeches, elegies, and tributes would follow, but none of it mattered to Stephen now. Peace was a lie. There could be no truce with monsters. The Galactic Empire believed themselves beyond justice, murdering human children with impunity. The Xindi would soon learn the gravity of their actions. Stephen glanced at the chronometer on the wall. 1 hour remaining until he would depart to the Black Site to awaken the phantoms from cryostasis. Behind a facade of grief, anticipation built with steely conviction and righteous fury. Aiden had been his life, his joy, his future. Now, Stephen had only the mission, the burden of delivering retribution against a ruthless foe. The phantoms were waiting. It was time to begin. The maglev train shot through the Rocky Mountains as Stephen sat rigidly in the front cabin. Accessible only by this clandestine route, the secret facility awaited. Dr. Hiroshi Nakamura, the mastermind behind the Phantom program, briefed Stephen on the status of the cryogenic pods. The Phantoms, products of the Gene Wars, were unmatched in skill and lethality. With preparations complete, Stephen ordered their awakening. The Phantoms trained relentlessly, familiarizing themselves with new gear. Meanwhile, Stephen attended critical meetings with Earth's Leadership Council, laying out his audacious plan. Debate ensued, but the Phantoms were determined to proceed. They would execute surgical strikes, demonstrating humanity's capability and will to resist. The Phantoms struck with precision, targeting critical Xindi assets. Stephen led them with grim determination, fueled by the memory of his son. With each blow, they showed the Xindi the true might of humanity. But the mission wasn't just about vengeance. It was about humanity's future in the stars. Stephen orchestrated a trap, luring Prince Talon to Theus Prime. Intercepted transmissions revealed their success. The Phantoms prepared for the final assault on the Xindi home world. Knowing the risks ahead as they descended upon the Xindi home world, Stephen sensed something amiss. Their arrival was met with a swarm of Xindi warships. The Phantoms fought valiantly, but the odds were overwhelming. With a final sacrifice, they created an opening for Stephen to deliver the ultimate blow. Stephen and the Phantoms stormed the Imperial Palace, broadcasting evidence of Talon's crimes to the Xindi people. Despite the cost, they ignited a revolution, toppling the old regime and heralding a new dawn of freedom. In the ruins of the communications hub, Stephen's life ebbed away. His final message echoed across the Xindi home world, inspiring hope in the hearts of the oppressed. The surviving Phantoms stood as guardians of humanity, ready to face the challenges ahead as the dust settled. The Phantoms honored Stephen's sacrifice. His legacy lived on in the hearts of those who fought for freedom. The journey was over, but the fight for humanity's future had just begun. In the quiet aftermath, the Phantoms stood vigil over Stephen's body. They had paid a heavy price, but their victory was a beacon of hope for the galaxy. As they looked to the future, they vowed to carry on Stephen's legacy, ensuring that his sacrifice was never forgotten. With the battle won and the dust settling, the Phantoms took a moment to reflect on the events that had transpired. Memories of fallen comrades weighed heavy on their hearts as they gathered to honor their sacrifices. Amidst the wreckage, they found solace in each other's presence, drawing strength from their shared determination to see their mission through to the end. As the Xindi Empire crumbled in the wake of their defeat, the Phantoms turned their attention to the task of rebuilding. With the support of liberated planets and newfound allies, they worked tirelessly to establish order in the chaos left behind. Amidst the rubble, hope began to blossom as they laid the foundations for a new era of peace and prosperity in the aftermath of the revolution. Former enemies sought redemption for their past transgressions. Some Xindi soldiers, disillusioned by the cruelty of their leaders, joined forces with the Phantoms in the fight for justice. Together, they worked to atone for their sins and build a better future for all. The scars of war ran deep, both physically and emotionally. As the Phantoms tended to their wounds, they also focused on healing the hearts and minds of those affected by the conflict. Through acts of kindness and compassion, they sought to mend the broken bonds of trust and forge new alliances based on mutual respect and understanding. As tensions eased and wounds began to heal, the Phantoms embarked on a journey of reconciliation with their former adversaries. Through dialogue and diplomacy, they worked to bridge the divide between races and forge lasting peace. It was a long and arduous process, but with patience and perseverance, they laid the groundwork for a future built on cooperation and mutual respect. With the worst of the crisis behind them, the Phantoms looked to the future with renewed hope and optimism. They continued to work tirelessly to rebuild what had been lost, guided by their unwavering commitment to justice and freedom. Though challenges still lay ahead, they faced them head-on, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle in their path. In the aftermath of the conflict, the Phantoms organized a solemn ceremony to commemorate the fallen. Amidst the ruins of battle, they erected a memorial to honor the brave soldiers who had made the ultimate sacrifice. With bowed heads and heavy hearts, they paid tribute to their comrades, vowing to always remember their courage and valor. With the Zindi Empire in disarray, the Phantoms took on the monumental task of reconstruction. They worked tirelessly to rebuild war-torn cities and infrastructure, offering aid to those in need. Through their efforts, they sought to bring stability and prosperity to the regions devastated by conflict, laying the groundwork for a brighter future. As peace settled over the galaxy, the Phantoms turned their attention to diplomacy, forging alliances with neighboring systems and fostering goodwill among former adversaries. Through dialogue and cooperation, they sought to build a unified front against future threats, ensuring that the hard-won peace would endure for generations to come. The legacy of the Phantoms lived on as tales of their bravery spread far and wide. They became symbols of hope and inspiration, revered for their selflessness and unwavering dedication to the cause of freedom. Though many of them had fallen in battle, their memory continued to inspire future generations to stand up against tyranny and oppression. With peace restored, the Phantoms embarked on a new chapter of exploration and discovery. They charted unexplored regions of the galaxy, seeking out new worlds and civilizations. Through their adventures, they expanded humanity's knowledge and understanding of the cosmos, laying the foundation for a new era of exploration and enlightenment. As guardians of peace, the Phantoms remained vigilant, ever ready to defend against any threat to the galaxy. They patrolled the stars, ensuring that the hard-won peace was preserved and protected. With their unwavering resolve, they stood as a beacon of hope in a universe still plagued by darkness. After years of conflict and struggle, the Phantoms finally returned home to Earth. They were greeted as heroes, their bravery celebrated by a grateful populace. Amidst the jubilation, they found solace in the embrace of loved ones and the warmth of familiar surroundings. It was a homecoming long overdue, a chance to rest and recharge before their next great adventure. With the dust settled and peace prevailing, the Phantoms took time to reflect on their hard-fought victory. Amidst the tranquility, they reminisced about the trials they had faced, the sacrifices made, and the bonds forged in the crucible of war. Each Phantom carried memories of battles won and lost, but together, they found solace in knowing that their struggles had not been in vain. In the spirit of healing, the Phantoms extended a hand of reconciliation to former enemies. Through dialogue and understanding, they sought to mend old wounds and foster forgiveness among those who had once been adversaries. It was a testament to the power of unity and forgiveness, as former foes found common ground in the pursuit of peace. As the galaxy entered a new era of peace, the Phantoms turned their gaze to the future. With optimism and determination, they charted a course forward, guided by their shared vision of a better tomorrow. They knew that challenges lay ahead, but with courage and resilience, they were ready to face whatever the universe had in store. In honor of those who had fallen, the Phantoms established a tradition of remembrance. Each year, they gathered to pay tribute to their fallen comrades, honoring their memory with solemn ceremonies and heartfelt tributes. Though time passed, the sacrifices of the past were never forgotten, serving as a reminder of the price of freedom. With peace restored, the Phantoms celebrated the diversity of life throughout the galaxy. They embraced the myriad cultures and traditions of the many species they encountered, finding strength in their differences. Through unity and cooperation, they built a future where all beings could thrive together in harmony. As guardians of hope, the Phantoms remained vigilant in the face of adversity. Though the threat of conflict loomed ever-present, they stood as beacons of light in the darkness, inspiring others to rise up against oppression and injustice. With their unwavering resolve, they ensured that the flame of hope would never be extinguished. With peace prevailing, the Phantoms embarked on a new quest for knowledge. They delved into the mysteries of the universe, seeking answers to age-old questions and uncovering hidden truths. Through exploration and discovery, they expanded humanity's understanding of the cosmos, opening doors to new possibilities and unlocking the secrets of the stars. In the spirit of unity, the Phantoms initiated cultural exchanges with alien civilizations across the galaxy. Through art, music, and literature, they celebrated the rich tapestry of diversity that existed among the stars. These exchanges fostered mutual understanding and respect, bridging the gap between different cultures and forging lasting bonds of friendship. As guardians of the peace, the Phantoms remained ever vigilant, standing watch against any threat to galactic stability. They patrolled the frontiers of known space, ready to respond at a moment's notice to any sign of trouble. With their unwavering dedication, they ensured that the hard-won peace endured, protecting the galaxy from the shadows that lurked in its depths. With each passing day, the Phantoms looked towards the horizon with hope and optimism. They believed in a future where all beings could live in harmony, free from the specter of war and conflict. Through their actions and ideals, they worked to make that future a reality, inspiring others to join them in their quest for a better tomorrow. In solemn remembrance, the Phantoms paid tribute to those who had made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of peace. They erected monuments and memorials to honor their memory, ensuring that their legacy would endure for generations to come. Though gone, they would never be forgotten, their courage and valor serving as a beacon of inspiration for all who followed in their footsteps. As guardians of justice, the Phantoms upheld the principles of fairness and equality throughout the galaxy. They stood against oppression and tyranny, championing the rights of the downtrodden and the voiceless. Through their tireless efforts, they sought to create a galaxy where justice reigned supreme, where all beings were treated with dignity and respect. With the galaxy at peace, the Phantoms set out on a new journey, their destination unknown but their resolve unwavering. They ventured into the depths of space, exploring uncharted territories and facing new challenges with courage and determination. Whatever the future held, they knew that they would face it together, united in purpose and bound by the bonds of friendship and camaraderie. In the aftermath of conflict, the Phantoms turned their attention to rebuilding worlds ravaged by war. They worked alongside local communities and relief organizations to provide aid and support, helping to restore infrastructure and rebuild lives shattered by violence. Through their efforts, they brought hope to those in need and laid the foundation for a brighter future. Amidst the chaos of the galaxy, the Phantoms found solace in the healing power of nature. They ventured into unspoiled wilderness areas, immersing themselves in the beauty of untouched landscapes and reconnecting with the natural world. In the tranquility of the wilderness, they found renewal and strength, replenishing their spirits for the challenges that lay ahead. As ambassadors of peace, the Phantoms embraced the diversity of life throughout the galaxy. They celebrated the unique cultures, traditions, and customs of alien civilizations, fostering understanding and cooperation among species. Through dialogue and exchange, they promoted unity and harmony, building bridges across the stars. In honor of their fallen comrades, the Phantoms established a legacy of heroes that would endure for generations to come. They erected memorials and monuments to commemorate the sacrifices of those who had given their lives in service to the greater good. Their names would live on as symbols of courage and valor, inspiring future generations to strive for greatness. With compassion and resolve, the Phantoms stood as guardians of the innocent, protecting the vulnerable from harm. They intervened in conflicts and crises across the galaxy, offering aid and assistance to those in need. Through their selfless actions, they became beacons of hope in dark times, shining a light on the path to a better future. Bound by the bonds of friendship and camaraderie, the Phantoms stood united in their quest for peace. They forged deep connections with one another, sharing laughter and tears, victories and defeats. Through mutual trust and respect, they became more than comrades, they became family, bound together by a common purpose and shared ideals as guardians of the galaxy. The Phantoms embraced their role as protectors of all life. They patrolled the vast expanse of space, safeguarding against threats both known and unknown. With courage and determination, they stood as a bulwark against the forces of darkness, ensuring that the light of hope would never be extinguished as the stars twinkled in the vast expanse of space. The Phantoms gathered one final time, their journey nearing its end. They stood together, their hearts filled with pride for all they had accomplished and hope for the future that lay ahead. Surrounded by the beauty of the cosmos, they reflected on their shared experiences, the trials and triumphs that had shaped them into the heroes they had become. They remembered their fallen comrades, whose sacrifices had paved the way for a brighter tomorrow. With a sense of closure and fulfillment, the Phantoms embraced the dawn of a new era. They knew that their mission was complete, that peace had been secured, and that their legacy would live on in the annals of history. As they gazed out into the endless expanse of space, they felt a profound sense of gratitude for the bonds of friendship that had sustained them through every challenge. Together, they had forged a path towards a future filled with hope and possibility. And so, with hearts full of gratitude and eyes turned towards the horizon, the Phantoms bid farewell to the galaxy they had sworn to protect. As they embarked on their final journey, they knew that their legacy would endure, a shining beacon of hope in the darkness of the cosmos. And so, as the curtain fell on their epic saga, the Phantoms sailed off into the stars, their spirits soaring with the promise of a new dawn. For in their hearts, they carried the light of peace, the strength of unity, and the enduring legacy of heroes.